Mr. Gallagher, once the majority leader's motion was voted on and approved, and consent was withheld, and we voted on it as a body, we are then in the portion where we are dealing with ACA 8, and we must first dispense with ACA 8 before we take up any other bills before this House. Your point of order is not well taken. The clerk will read.
Assembly Constitutional Amendment 8 by Assemblymember Rivas and others, enacting to redistricting.
Assemblymember Berman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present ACA 8 on behalf of Speaker Rivas. Let me be crystal clear. We don't want this fight, and we didn't choose this fight. But with our democracy on the line, we cannot and will not run away from
You're watching Fox 35 News Plus, streaming on Fox Local.
Well, good afternoon to you and welcome into Fox 35 News Plus. I'm Garrett Weimer, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday afternoon live on Fox Local and on YouTube. I want to give you a live look in Stockton, California. This is at the Stockton Metropolitan Airport, where we are expecting to hear from and see in just a few moments Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, who we know Governor DeSantis sent out to California to facilitate the extradition of Harjinder Singh. He is the undocumented immigrant now facing 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter in connection with that deadly crash back on August 12th in St. Lucie County. I am sure you have seen this video by now. It is a case that's getting attention across the country, but this is the video that shows a van plowing into that truck driven by Singh on Florida's Turnpike back on August 12th in St. Lucie County. According to investigators, trying to make an illegal U-turn there. A lot of questions now about how he had a commercial driver's license, how he had this job with this company to begin with, and obviously just devastation for the families of the 3 people who were killed in that crash. Again, this is a live look in Stockton, California. Singh had an extradition hearing earlier this week, signed off on extradition to bring him back to the Sunshine State to face those charges, those 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter. We are waiting to hear from Lieutenant Governor Collins any minute now. We will bring that to you live right here on Fox Local, and we are waiting on that at this hour. It is a 1:05, and we appreciate you joining us, so keep it right here on Fox Local. We expect to hear from the Lieutenant Governor here shortly. Here comes Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. You see him at Stockton Metropolitan Airport in Stockton, California, expected to talk here in just a minute about the extradition of Harjinder Singh, who is facing 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter here in the state of Florida. Governor DeSantis talking about sending him out there to kind of facilitate that extradition. And let's go ahead and see as he begins to speak to reporters here at the airport in Stockton, California.
All right, can y'all see me okay? Everybody comfortable? Plenty of sun? Getting our vitamin D? All right, good. All right, well, first off, thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. I am Florida Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. I've heard it asked, why on earth is Lieutenant Governor coming across the country to be here? What I want you to know, this isn't business as usual. This isn't politics as usual. I am not your run-of-the-mill Lieutenant Governor. In the words of what I will say, some left-leaning Californians, I don't identify as a politician. I identify as a God-fearing, gun-loving, freedom-defending, one-legged, retired Green Beret, and I want to set the tone based on that. So we're here today, and I don't want to be here today. We're here today because of tragedy. 3 lives lost. 3 Floridians' lives ended early. Now, why did this happen? What was the causatory problem that brought us to this point? Well, we're here in California because when this tragic accident happened and 3 Floridian lives were lost, he fled back to California, where in 2018 he illegally crossed the border, came here, and ended up getting a commercial driver's license, a CDL. When he was pulled off the side of the road, he answered 3 out of 16 questions properly. Why was he driving in the first place? He didn't have basic English proficiency, he didn't know the road signs, and yet he is driving a giant vehicle across our state. And let's not overstate, you cannot say this enough. 3 lives ended early because of that, because of failed border policy. Now, when you look at what we do here in Florida, or back in Florida, and why I'm here, we understand that leadership matters. You gotta be upfront, standing and being bold, even if it means standing alone, as I am today, because we believe in doing the right thing. We believe and will continue to lead on illegal immigration and immigration policy enforcement, and we're going to make sure that this thug is brought to justice and faces it in Florida, and that those 3 lives lost early are given accountability and the justice they deserve. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what got us here. How many more lives have to be lost because of Gavin Newsom's failed policies? How many more lives have to be lost because of fentanyl, because of gangs, because of rampant disregard for American citizens? The fact of the matter is, Gavin Newsom continues to care more about tweets and what goes out on social media than taking care of the American citizens and the citizens of California. It's ridiculous. In Florida, we do just the opposite. It's not about words, it's about deeds. And that is why I'm here today, to make sure this guy is brought to justice right back in Florida, to let our folks know we will go to any step necessary to make sure that freedom remains, that justice is served, and the rule of law is held accountable. Thank you.
Lieutenant Governor, why do you personally want to escort the suspect to Florida? There's law enforcement, that's their job. But why do you personally want to do that?
Well, I think I kind of answered that already in my statement. But you know what? Let me be succinct and restate that. This isn't business as usual. This is about leadership. You have failed policies that got us here. Gavin Newsom, the state of California, has failed to take illegal immigration seriously. In Florida, we take it serious. We care about our citizens' lives. And I'm tired of other governors, of other people failing to step up and take accountability and take illegal immigration seriously. We're here today to make sure that this guy goes back to Florida, faces justice, and those 3 innocent lives lost get the justice they deserve. 3 lives lost because of Gavin Newsom, because of California's failed policies. We're done with that shit.
And to clarify, when the Florida law enforcement pulled him over, he could only answer 3 of the 14?
3 out of 16. 3 out of 16.
And that was when they pulled him over after this deadly crash?
Yes.
What do you do in Florida then, like to prevent something like this from happening? What are your Florida laws that California may look at?
So I'll tell you, we have led the way. President Trump has been incredibly clear on this. The American people gave him a mandate. And that mandate was to take illegal immigration seriously. Now, I want you to know this isn't a Republican issue. It's not a Democratic issue. It's not an independent issue. It's an American issue. We all take this seriously because of fentanyl, because of gangs, because of the taxpayer dollars being spent out of pocket to take care of people that frankly don't belong here. The initial crime is illegally crossing our border. I can promise you, I just got back from Israel and the Middle East not long ago, where we were back there bringing American citizens home, bringing them back here. If you did this in another nation, in the Middle East, in South America, in Europe, you will be held accountable. There are laws and their borders do matter. Why is it different here? I'm here to tell you, America first matters. Putting Americans first is part of that. And I think you guys need to step up, take the 287G agreement seriously. You need to work with federal law enforcement, and you need to understand that you're citizens. Because I brought back a lot of people from California, from Israel, when we were out there dodging ballistic missiles. They're concerned about illegal immigration. Each and every one of them brought it up. And they wouldn't have voted for me if they could have, frankly. They weren't in they weren't Republican voters, right? The truth of the matter is this: you guys have failed to understand what the American people want, what your citizens want, and you got to take it serious. I'm happy to sit down and explain more and more details as we go on, but listen to your people. Take immigration seriously and make a difference for the citizens of this state and this country. Ma'am.
Yes, sorry, Josie Hart with Fox 40. And I'm sorry, I have to ask kind of the tough question, but we were talking to some folks this morning. They felt like, your presence here may be a little performative, or they question, is it necessary? Just what is your response? What's the message you want to send?
Well, I think I answered that in the beginning, right? Now, I think your governor said this was just out here for media attention, right? What a bunch of hogwash. I don't think he understands the first thing about leadership. Leadership is getting on the ground and saying the hard things. This isn't our home turf, right? I am out here answering questions in California because I believe in protecting our citizenry that much. I believe in leadership that matters. This is not performative. This is what leadership should be. I dream of the kind of America and the kind of Florida, and frankly, I hope and pray that California gets their stuff together and the voters are listening, where your governor, your leadership cares more about American citizens and Californian citizens rather than making laws that support illegal immigration, that put people's lives at risk, and they don't take this serious. This matters. It is not performative, and I'm here to make sure things happen the right way.
Governor, you mentioned that the suspect fled back to California. How was he able to escape Florida state lines in the first place after facing such a serious incident?
So, appreciate your question. So, again, what are we talking about here? It's illegal immigration issues. He fled here because of the failed policies, these open border nonsense, the fact that you want to be a sanctuary state here because Gavin Newsom fails to understand his own citizens, and the American citizens have given President Donald J. Trump a mandate. Governor Ron DeSantis has led on this. That gentleman, that thug, fled back here because he knew those policies would defend him. That's what we're dealing with. We're going to get him back home. He's going to face justice, and that's what we're going to continue to do. How many more lives have to be lost? You guys got to get it right here. I got time for one or two more, Brian?
Lieutenant Governor, why didn't Florida Highway Patrol arrest him on the scene? It seemed pretty obvious from the scene that he was trying to make an illegal U-turn.
So, when we're talking about that, you're talking about the actual incident on the ground?
Yep.
So let's walk through that. He was driving his vehicle. Again, he never should have been behind the wheel, right? Why did he get a license? If he couldn't speak English, he didn't know road signs, you're focused on something that's nonsense when he shouldn't have got a license in California to freaking begin with. It's wrong. It's unacceptable. He was there. 3 lives were lost because he got a license when he shouldn't have. Those people died, and then he fled back to California. Ultimately, we're going to make sure that justice is served. We're going to make sure that he is brought and put in front of the legal system, and that those lives get the justice they deserve. One more question, and we got to get moving.
Was he on a work visa, and how does
I can't hear you.
Was he on a work visa, and how does that apply between state to state, and how does that work with his license?
So, his legal status, I know there's been a lot of discussion on this. I think we have to continue to talk about the fact that in 2018, he illegally crossed into California. He played the sanctuary game. He stepped into California's failed, lax policies that have been here for years. And Gavin Newsom has continued to fail, continued to step into those. This state has led to how many lives being lost across our country? How many more people have to die from fentanyl, from gang activity, from illegal immigration problems before you guys take it serious, before Gavin Newsom takes it serious? In Florida, we do just the opposite. We take it serious. Now, guys, I do apologize. We're going to have to go. I know we're on a timeline. We don't want to miss those hacks. But I do want to thank each of you for being here today. It's incredibly important. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us and have some conversation. Y'all have a great day. God bless.
Do you know how many Florida residents?
Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins speaking there at Stockton Metropolitan Airport in Stockton, California, as he announces the extradition of Harjinder Singh, blaming what happened on the policies of California, specifically calling out the governor a number of times, saying why was he able to have a driver's license in the first place. He was asked by one of those reporters at the end there why Singh was not arrested at the scene of this instead of letting him go from that scene. And then we obviously know Singh went back to California, which is why this whole extradition process is going on. The lieutenant governor did not really answer that, but did say, again, kind of deflected and said that he should not have had a license to begin with, talking about him Singh crossing the border illegally in 2018 and getting that commercial driver's license from the state of California. We know that Governor DeSantis has said he wanted Singh to come back here so they could throw the book at him. Those were the words he used yesterday. And there was also more discussion today about Singh not being able to read the road signs. And I do have a quick update I want to show you here from social media. Senator Ashley Moody from Florida tweeting this earlier today on X, saying if you're a commercial truck driver in America, being able to read the road signs in English isn't optional, it's the job. She says she's announcing new legislation to prevent what we saw just happen in my home state, where an illegal alien killed 3 Floridians. Today we say no more careless disregard for the rule of law. Details soon. So it seems there may be some legislation that is filed shortly on that. So we are still monitoring that and awaiting the arrival of Singh following his extradition. If you're joining us here on Fox Local, I want to let you know we are monitoring these reports of a possible shooting at the University of Tennessee campus in Chattanooga. We know the UT Chattanooga on X did send out an alert saying possible active shooter in the university center or library. That was at 1:03. So still very much an active scene, as you see there, and certainly another story we are monitoring at this hour. If you're joining us here on Fox Local and on YouTube, we are going to step aside here. We'll be back at 2 o'clock with Florida Live. In the meantime, we're going to go to Live Now from Fox here on Fox Local for more coverage. They're talking redistricting right now in California and also obviously monitoring what's happening in Chattanooga. So we'll have more coverage here from Orlando in just a little bit. Thanks for joining us.